Hangmen Opera is one of the 5 traditional Chinese operas. Hangmen Opera often reflect the real life of low-class people, sometimes related to the traditional myths and stories. The vocal of Hangmen Opera is always bright, full of emotion, and details are very important to dance. There are a lot of brilliant Hangmen Opera performers. One of them is Yan Fengying, who is considered as the queen of Hangmen Opera. This video will show Yan's life and her performance career. Yan Fengying was born in Anqing City, Anhui Province, in an eastern area of China, where is near my hometown. She's very famous among my grandparents. My grandfather, who sang the Chinese opera, when talked about Hangmen Opera, he always talked about Yan Fengying. Yan's representative work is Tianxianpei, which is the most famous Hangmen opera. This video will show Yan's life, her love story, and her death as well. Let's begin with Tianxianpei. A pair of birds singing on the tree. The green water and the blue mount looks great. Slavery life ends from now on. My wife and I are on the way home. This video is a fragment of Yan's performance of Tianxianpei. Tianxianpei was rewritten from an ancient novel of 1,700 years ago. This performance has won a lot of prizes and has been transferred into a movie. The movie was acted by Yan Fengying as well. We can have a glimpse of her performance style from this video. Her singing style is unique and excellent. Shen Feiyi, who is an critic of Hangmen Opera, wrote in his article, "The first exploration to Yan Fengying's voice. Her voice is not only clear and full, but also hits the heart with rising and falling." Yan also learned Peking opera. He mixed the Peking opera pronunciation into Hangmen opera for better express emotion. For instance, in the lyrics "春风送暖," he changed the 暖 into Peking opera pronunciation 暖 to make the words sound mellow and full. Yan Fengying is also famous for her outstanding and innovative performance. Xu Dachun, a professor of Chinese opera, wrote in his book Yue Voice that the key point of an actress is the soul and spirit. Yan completely comprehends every role she played. She maintains the soul and spirit of each character. She doesn't just follow the traditional regular. Let's take a look at the fragment, 状元府 of 女驸马. Look at her actions. Yan used both Dan and Shen technique to express the plot. Yan was good at independent thinking and had the courage to challenge the authority, which is very brave at that time. She said, "Formula is the tool, play the character is the purpose." Now let's move to the life of the great master to know more about her performance style and her love story. Yan Fengying showed the great love to Hangmen Opera. Yan was born in a strict family. Her family forbid her to learn Hangmen Opera, and she escaped for her career. She is talented and hardworking. She got through a very difficult life. She had traveled to many places to study opera and avoid being caught by her family. She is a kind person. She built good relationships with her partners, audience, and landlord during her travel. She fell in love with Wang Zhaoqian. Wang was a civil soldier. They met at a ballroom dancing party. Wang is a wise and handsome person. He also studied in Hangmen Opera music. They had a good time. However, once a time, Yan went to meet a male friend. Wang went after her and slapped her in front of her friend. Yan couldn't bear it and broke up with Wang immediately. At last, Yan married to another person. Yan Fengying only lived 38 years. She died in the Chinese Great Cultural Revolution, which is a catastrophe of art and literature. In the year of 1967, the Chinese Great Cultural Revolution broke out. That's a dark period for the newborn China. This bloody campaign has ruined many people's lives. Many artists, scholars, and even some old generals were persecuted and imprisoned by the maniac people. In this picture is Peng Dehuai, who was a marshal during the Second World War. Yan was also persecuted. She couldn't stand being insulted. She swallowed a lot of sleeping pills and committed suicide. Later, after the revolution, many people who were persecuted were rehabilitated. The government built a memorial hall for Yan Fengying in Anqing. She was also honored the great reputation of the Queen of Hangmen Opera by the next generations. Yan was talented, hardworking, and she was the person who knew her own mind. She's kind to others. At the same time, she's also the tough woman with resolution. She dared to chase her dream. She's brave to challenge the authority and full of rebellious spirit. I hope the video will help you know more about the great master in Hangmen Opera. Thank you for watching.